So my last car video was actually kind of fun for me. Let me be cooler and put on a hat. And so what I discovered is, through a little bit of trial and error, is I was able to do a lot of the video processing and post-production work actually through using Claude Code to handle the rough processing, actually the whole processing for the video. So only thing I really did, aside from like verbally kind of communicate to Claude Code what I wanted done in the video, was actually handle the recording. So right now I'm the guy, I mean, I have my girls in the back taking a nap. I'm driving around town to get them a little bit of a break so they can get a nap. And I'm just sitting here with my DJI Osmo Pocket 3. It's on a gimbal, so even if I'm bouncing around, it's face tracking me and it can level off the camera. So I'm like twisting right now, my hand. And so I have my mic clipped underneath my shirt so I could get good audio. And what I was able to do is a couple things. With the Claude Code, I've been able to, it's been a couple major unlocks. So one thing I didn't realize having an AI agent would be having like the full scope of kind of software capacity at your verbal fingertips. So for instance, I'm recording these videos, right? I don't have money to pay a video editor to handle editing. But they utilize computers and to handle the editing. So they handle audio mixing, cutting, transcription, upload, all these things. So anything a computer essentially can handle, through Claude Code, you can now have a personalized, computerized assistant handling all the work you would like to do. So I just essentially, yesterday, one of the coolest kind of moments for me yesterday was I had my graduation ceremony video clips sitting on my hard drive. And it'd been like a month since I recorded all of them. I'd gotten back from Louisiana and I hadn't even uploaded all the video files off of this camera yet, or my phone. But I did that yesterday. And in the process, I hooked up the camera. I hold on, I gotta get across the freeway right now, or the highway. All right, we're clear. Where was I at? So uploaded, airdropped all my phone clips taken from the Louisiana trip. I uploaded all my camera clips, and I just dumped it wherever, didn't even matter. And then told Claude Code to capture all the clips, double check for duplicates, and then do a couple things for processing. One, I needed to figure out how I wanted the clips to get cut. So I first had it do a transcription of all the video clips, and then store all those transcription packets of information as .txt files on my hard drive, paired with the names, so we can figure out what is being said in the videos. Then I had it do essentially a mosaic. So it sequenced the video clips, and it said, all right, break this into like 20 different segments. I need to take screenshots of this, and I need to compile these screenshots into a singular image, and then I need to process this image so I can figure out what's happening in the video, okay? Because it can't really watch. A computer can't really watch anything, so you have to have it show it singular frames. And a 20-minute clip can be really, really long. So if you have it cut into mosaic, it can get little snippets of what's happening. Okay, so then I had to compile a report on each individual clip. So it's getting spoken what's happening, and then you see what's happening on the video. Okay, and then once I had idea of what each clip was and all the text, I essentially had a discussion. I converted my Claude Code agent to utilize its content creator profile, its specialty, and I was like, look at the clips. I want you to give me 3 video recommendations on what these clips can do. Okay, I want you to give me a rough time frame on, like, I want you to analyze what's all there. So if I have an hour's long worth of video, okay, that's our max. Okay, obviously we're going to cut back to that, so you need to work your max backwards. And so I want rough ideas on video duration, like what's there. Okay, and it kind of gave me a rough idea of the story I can tell, and then I talked to it back and forth. And then once I had like a rough idea of the story that was there in the clips, then I was able to verbally tell it, hey, give me a rough cut. Actually, first create essentially a blueprint or the script, okay? And then essentially what that script entailed was what clips are gonna go where in the sequence, how long you're going to cut it, where you should cut it, to kind of create the story narrative, okay? So once I had that, I was able to process a rough cut. And it can do everything in the back end. All of this is happening in the back end. Once I had the rough cut, I proofed it, I gave my critiques, we had some audio issues, and this was due to 2 different file types in the video. So I think we digitally reconverted either the audio channels or the file types. So that's a function that's executable on, so you don't have to, so again, remember, your agent can digitally manipulate things. So once I reviewed the clips and I was like, okay, we're having audio issues from here to here, and it troubleshot it. And then I was like, all right, cool. Now let's do some color grading. And so it was able to make the audio clean up the color corrections. And then we were able to, and then I digitally told it like what vibe. I was like, let's do music. I've never done music in any of my videos. So it's like, what free open source video sites can we plug into? And I was like, I don't want to do searching, so I'm going to give you the vibe I'm looking for, and I want you to go to these sites and pull music and sample them for me, and then bring them over. But obviously you need to incorporate, like, we need enough music to cover the duration of the rough cut. And so told it how much video or music we needed. And so it figured out the math of the video. You're like, we need about 5 songs. We found some 5 songs. We placed them where we wanted to. again, had some audio mixing issues. So the music was like really, really low versus the ambient audio was really high. So I told it, like, we need to change the decibel limits and fix the audio mixing, which is you're taking two different layers, again, all agentically. So I'm just doing things verbally, telling it what I think as the creative, just kind of the boss. And it comes back with all these products. Once we had that, I was like, well, I want acts, text, and I want some animations, and I want some effects too. And so it came back to me like a effect plan and some rendering things we can do, and then and then I had to do some renderings, all handled digitally through software encoding, and then we cut and spliced everything together. And then once that was up, I was like, cool. I reviewed it one last time. I was like, looks great. Not my absolute greatest video, I think. I think I need to still work on some of the effects or the music transitions and stuff like that. But again, for a process that is handled literally just me recording and me orchestrating the thing I want to a piece of software, and me literally doing nothing hands-on aside from hitting play on and recording and like just talking to an agent, not too bad. And all this took from clip, download off the cameras to upload to YouTube, took roughly about I'd say about 3 hours. It was spaced. I wasn't like crunching at it nonstop. I have my kids at home. They're sick. So I've been playing with them, taking them for walks and stuff. But about 3 to 4 hours from download to scripted to animations to music uploads to rough cuts and stuff like that. And I think about it, I was like, for me, it felt like, for me not being a video editor, I was like, man, this is taking forever to get what I want. And to be honestly, to look back at it, I was like, well, to be honest, I'm not an editor. So to me, to get any skill at editing would take hours. The fact that I was able to have this done through an AI agent and me not being present, like just being in the room to talk to the computer, and honestly, like I was doing homework at the same time, and watching my kids. So like the amount of tasks compressed into one, and they're gonna be complaining like, oh, it took 4.5 hours to get clips downloaded and cut and fed to YouTube, is actually quite remarkable. More power to AI. Like, now, is the video like the world-class Oscar-winning editing? No. Was the outcome of the video better than what I would have been able to do? Yes. Will we refine over time? Yes. But like I said, for not being able to do something and just being able to tell something about something that you want, and to be able to put it to action, whether that's rough action or not, and just being able to handle a lot of the internal software functions just on request, verbal request. So to me, it's something I keep talking about to people that have questions about AI. It's just like, it's a huge human power unlock. If there's a simple barrier between doing these things, and now you just have something that is really, really inexpensive, and you can just verbalize your what you want out of something, and it can kind of create and bend the software to your desired outcome, that's quite remarkable to me. And so you're going to keep hearing me talk about this kind of stuff. So I hope you learned something today. I hope you got some value out of today, this little talk. Thanks for listening. Later.